And in this month, as we look at growing together in fellowship, I'm excited about the fact that I need you, you need me. And as we navigate, may the blessings of the Lord in our midst cause every one of us to become all that God has intended. And Paul writes to Timothy in 1 Timothy 3:14 and 15, and he says, "These things I write to you, though I hope to come to you shortly, but I'm delayed. I write so that you may know how you ought to conduct yourselves in the house of God, which is the church of the living God, the pillar and the ground of truth." So within the gatherings of the people of God, God uses these gatherings to become his instrument of legislation and his instruments of rulership in the nations. And how we conduct ourselves, how we bless one another, how we fellowship with one another, not only the horizontal, but making sure that our vertical relationship is intact. And I believe that as we learn more about the importance of fellowship, fellowship is one of the conduits through which God has designed for every one of us to grow. Growing in community, as people would put it. And it's in fellowship that we learn, it's in fellowship that we exercise our abilities, the giftings we have. It's in fellowship that we even know whether we're on track or not. It takes others to tell you and encourage you to also help you when even you're wrong. It takes fellowship to give you the perimeters and the opportunities to also even exercise the gifts and the blessings of God, that God would work through you. And I love it in Ecclesiastics when it says two are better than one, meaning that one is great, but two add another dimension because they have a good reward for their labor. So when two of us gather, I need you, you need me in the body, that today, even as we join together, listen, wherever there's agreement, the power of God is released. And I need you, you need me, so that we can release more tremendous power into the atmosphere, into the regions that God has assigned us. Ecclesiastes 4, verse 10 continues, "For if they fall, one can lift up his companion." Listen, I see in you the capacity and the ability to lift me and to lift somebody else. Don't underestimate what God has vested in you. For every one of us is called by God and designed to be a help to another. Fellowship affords us this opportunity. Don't let anyone convince you that you can do it all by yourself. You are not created to be an island. And it continues to read, "But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up." Let the help that God has ordained within the confines of the fellowship God has placed you in, may you locate it and may it locate you. May you be available to be a blessing. May you be one that God can count on to change a life today. Because of the fellowship you belong to, let a life never be left abandoned, because that is God's system and that's God's wisdom to bring that individual out or to bring you out. Verse 11 says again, "If two lie down together, they will be warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken." As God joins you with others, God's wisdom is that it would take sometimes just one more person joining with you to override and overrule whatever the enemy would raise up against you. And I declare today that anytime there is a declaration of a putting down, I declare over you today that there is a lifting up. May the blessings of the Lord enrich your life. And by us connecting today, let this fellowship enrich you. For brothers were born for adversity, sisters were born for adversity. When we recognize the need of one another, something extraordinary is giving occasion to happen in our lives. So may the blessings of the Lord be upon you. May the Lord himself grace you today. And may the goodness that God has scheduled, even as you fellowship and dwell together with others, may the commanded blessing of the Lord find you and reach you. I bless you with his peace and with his strength. Till we meet again, may the Lord himself watch over you and bless that which he has given you to exercise rule and dominion over. Have a wonderful rest of the day.